Hello, beautiful people. I hope y'all are having a beautiful life. So, I want to do something new. So, this is my after dark, what's hitting in the dark intuitive reading. I will only shuffle one card and I will intuitively connect to God and my ancestors so that I can elaborate on that card. All right. All right, so since this one keeps popping up, let's see what's hidden in the dark. All right, so it says, see if y'all can see that. Can y'all see that? All right, so it says God loves, God the light loves even the devil, darkness. Okay. And so I want to elaborate a little bit more on that so you can understand, understand, so you'll know exactly what that means. So the way that God showed me who it is, because God told me that he is a it. I only identify him as he because most people say he, and I grew up saying he, but I understand, overstand God as a it. So God was created out of darkness. Without light, there is no darkness. Without darkness, there is no light. There has to be the opposite of. That's why darkness couldn't exist by itself. Excuse me. So the darkness and the light share a somewhat of a bond. I mean, I'm not going to say somewhat of a bond because they both understand one another because they exist within each other. And what that means is God's light side is full of love and abundance and truth and covering and, hope and, all of the positive things. And then God's dark side is the, murking and the R and the M and the, the lies, the deception and betrayal and stealing and all those things. Again, God that is cannot help that both has to exist. To comprehend the opposite of one of another is to comprehend what it is and why it is the opposite of what it brings, what it consists of. So the dark side, like I've said in one of my other videos, the dark side's identifying love is murking. God's light side identifying love is that abundant love, that I love you so much. But understand that if you took west and east, and let's say the light is west and west can go as far as it can and east can go as far as it can, that would be dark. They are the opposite ends of each other, sharing an energy together of the same but different. So because God loves so much, that's how much the devil hates, which ends up being, like I said, murking. But that is the way the dark side identifies love. It is the opposite of love, but that is, to it, that is love. To take you out, okay? All right, so let's see what the back side says. All right, so it says, some celebrities' children are demons because they were sacrificed. All right, I don't know if y'all can see that. Let's see if I can try to get y'all to see that better. Okay. And I'll do my camera better next time so that you guys will be able to see the cards. This is my first time doing After Dark. Let's try to do something new. So let's talk about that. So not all celebrities are bad. Many of them are, though. And with the devil, to get all this fame and money and all that, not, go through healing in the process and go through the light side of you and heal those things. You just want the fast money. You want to get to the top. You want to be famous. The more famous you are, the more sacrifice you've given. Okay? And sometimes the devil wants your first child, your last child, or your middle child to keep on having children, or sometimes, if it sees that you give great sacrifices, then you can live and stay in that fame and light. And, the devil pulls in fans for you that have those energies of darkness and are asleep to not realize that they're just pouring all their energy into this celebrity to make them bigger and bigger and bigger. But some of these high celebrities that are demonic, they sacrifice their children. And some of their children literally have demons in them. Literally. So I don't know if you've ever seen a child who you thought was so bad and they did wicked things, evil things, maybe broke a bird's neck, or, just did evil things. It's because that child has been sacrificed as an offering to the devil. Just like in the Bible, God depicts its side, that it's dark and light. Like if you read in the Bible about, Moses going up on a mountain and how the Israelites were making this statue, making this head statue to worship and stuff like that. And God said, I should make them dead. God was enraged. God was going to literally suffer them. He was going to make them dead. And Moses had to remind God of his promise. Okay, so there are sacrifices for the light of God and the sacrifices for the darkness of God. Okay, if you read the Bible, like back in the day, sacrifices like, let's just say you had boils on your body or something like that. That was considered what does they call it? An infection. You were unclean. You would have to go to a priest, and the priest would have to cut an animal on the altar and allow the blood to come out to make you clean again. And you would have to stay away for a certain amount of time for it to go away. And like it's sacrifices. Israelites have to sacrifice animals, for their sins to show favor to God, for the things that they had done. So, a lot of people don't believe that God is both, but God is. It is a very detailed description of how God's character and his power is. So a lot of people, I know at one point in my life that people thought that God was just weak, but not knowing that God is actually both. Okay, so God is both. God will wipe you out without thinking about it. God tries to have a heart and give you a chance. The light side of God, just like us. If you think about God, you think about yourself, and you think about how you can be kind. But if somebody try you, you willing to, baby, you willing to do some things. You ready to fight? You take them out, whatever, So it's the same difference. But God just wants you to balance that, because when you don't balance and you're in your dark side, which is God's dark side, then you get into those avenues of, being these demonic people who do things to hurt people and our children, men, elderly people, women. You get to that part, and God doesn't want you to do that. When you're balanced, you can tell your light to control your dark, does not let you be triggered, or don't do it, But when you all in your darkness, you just like, I'm gonna take this person out. And if you're in too much of your light, then you basically, people step all over you. They take advantage of you. You know, you just, you know, you can't stand up for yourself because you're just too much in your life. So that's why you have to balance it out. And then, you know, to protect you from being too much in your dark, that's why God said vengeance is his, because God is God. God ain't gonna get in trouble, but you will. Because I'm gonna be honest with you guys, dark side likes the pleasure of taking who he created out. He don't want you to do it. It's his, he want to enjoy that moment. Let's be honest, his dark side wants to enjoy that moment to do it. And you will, that's why you get punished for like taking people out and doing all that bad stuff, because he feel like, well, you ain't create that. I know you ain't just try to mess up, you know, mess up over what I created. That's mine. You know, how you put your stamp on something that you ain't create. You know what I'm saying? You forging my shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you trying to stamp my shit as yours, plagiarize. What we doing? No, you ain't gonna do that. So you gonna take out something I created. So I'm gonna take you out. Or I'm gonna put you in prison because I created that. And I love all the things I created, and I'm the one who gonna chastise them. If I want to take them out, I'm gonna take them out. If I don't want to take them out, I ain't gonna take them out. But who are you to do it? Now, granted, do God, you know, give leeway if you know, you ain't doing nobody nothing, and you minding your own business, and someone try to hurt you, and you defend yourself, and that person end up getting hurt because they were trying to hurt you, and God knew your intention. God will have favor in you because he knew you didn't intend to try to do that. You were just trying to protect yourself. You were just trying to, you know, he see where your heart at. He'll see if you trying to walk away. He'll see, like, you know, if you say like, I ain't down with that, leave me alone, blah, blah. And if the person keep on going, God will allow you to, you know, protect yourself, and he'll cover you because he saw from your heart you really was trying to avoid a situation. You know what I mean? So he doesn't get offended by that, but you know, at the same time, he will put you in situations where he'll tell you to not go somewhere because he sees what's coming, so you won't even have to go through all of that. Okay, so I hope this made sense, and I hope that it taught you something. I'm gonna be doing these, you know, every now and then, and like I said, I have my camera set up better than this next time. I hope you guys had a beautiful, blessed day, and I hope you have a beautiful, blessed night. This is Just Love, and my channel is called Just Talk. I am a motivational speaker, intuitive reader, and I am here to guide you and help you along your way on this journey called life and spirituality and the awakening. I got what you need. Y'all have a beautiful, blessed life, and that's love.